Do you ever feel like an alien in a human world? Like you have a secret code that no one else can crack? Like you march to the beat of your own drum and don't care about the noise around you? If you do, then you might be a Sigma male. This rare personality type is often misunderstood, but they have amazing qualities that make them stand out from the crowd. Sigma men think differently, act differently, and live differently. They are not bound by social norms or expectations, but they respect everyone equally. They have some challenges in life, but they also have some advantages that others don't. They are the ultimate nonconformists and innovators. In this video, we will explore 7 craziest things that only Sigma males do and how they make them unique. Number 7. Sigma males don't worry about being liked. Unlike others who seek acceptance and try to blend in with their peers, Sigma men disregard the opinions of others. They don't feel the need to follow social norms or impress anyone. They are content with themselves and their position. In a world preoccupied with fame and recognition, this can draw unnecessary attention, but they remain unconcerned. They trust their principles and don't feel the pressure to adjust them for anyone. They also understand that it's beneficial to be peculiar, as it can create chances and bring them to triumph. For instance, numerous prosperous entrepreneurs, inventors, and artists are Sigma males who took the risk to be different and follow their unique perspective. They didn't allow others' opinions to impede their pursuit of their aspirations and innovation, of something innovative and valuable. They weren't scared to take risks and tackle challenges, despite the possibility of censure or refusal by the majority. Their motivation was their interest and fascination, and not the need to amaze or satisfy others. At the same time, Sigma males don't purposely disregard social conventions. They're not against bonding or fitting within a clique. They just don't emphasize the importance of blending in and obeying social traditions. They discover their own course and follow it without concern for others' opinions. They are not isolated or rebellious. They are simply autonomous and genuine. Countless individuals are caught up in the idea of impressing others, purchasing unnecessary items to impress individuals they dislike. This is also why people remain impoverished and discontent. You will never be truly content if you lead someone else's life. This is why the majority of Sigma men are content. They don't depend on others to boost their self-esteem. They achieve serenity and fulfillment in their personal life and do not require the world's approval. This state of mind leads to genuine happiness, which cannot be purchased with money. Number 6. They spend a lot of time lost in thought. If there's a reason why Sigma men are often labeled as cold or distant, it's probably their tendency to spend a lot of time in their heads. They don't actively engage with many people. They may be quiet and thoughtful, but their minds are constantly running fast, which can be really hard to express to people who don't think the same way. It's like they are speaking a different language, but when 2 Sigma personalities meet, it can be a magical experience. They understand each other's thought processes and often find common ground in their conversations. It's like talking to a long-lost friend, as they can relate to each other on many levels. Sigma men are not bored or uninterested in the world. They are simply fascinated by their own inner world. They have a rich imagination and a creative streak that allows them to explore various ideas and possibilities. They are often drawn to complex and abstract topics, such as philosophy, science, or art. They enjoy learning new things and expanding their knowledge base. They are not satisfied with superficial or conventional answers. They want to dig deeper and find the truth behind everything. However, this also means that Sigma men can be easily distracted or overwhelmed by their own thoughts. They may have trouble focusing on one thing at a time or staying in the present moment. They may also have difficulty communicating their thoughts clearly or effectively to others, especially if they feel misunderstood or judged. They may prefer to keep their thoughts to themselves rather than share them with others who may not appreciate or comprehend them. They may also avoid social situations that require them to make small talk or engage in meaningless chatter. They would rather spend their time alone or with someone who can stimulate their mind and challenge their views. Number 5. Sigma males often choose to do things alone as they have the unique ability to thrive independently, free from the need for external validation or companionship. They don't rely on others for their happiness or success, as they can take care of themselves perfectly well. This is why they frequently elect to do things alone, as they can control and enjoy them at their own pace. For instance, Lots of Sigma males enjoy traveling alone because it permits them to discover novel destinations and cultures without compromising or conforming to someone else's plans. They have the freedom to go, do, and explore as they wish, helping them to learn more about both themselves and the world. Furthermore, such travel presents them with distinct challenges and opportunities that they may not encounter otherwise. They're not scared of being on their own in new environments as they're sure of their skills and able to find answers. The thought of being alone can be daunting to those who flourish in social settings, but for Sigmas, being on their own is as normal as breathing. They don't dislike socializing or act unsociable. They simply prefer the solace and ease of their own company. Sigma men appreciate silence as a means of achieving inner peace. It provides them with a quiet environment to concentrate and reflect without any distractions. They value relationships and emotions just as everyone else does. However, they have a distinctive manner of communication and may occasionally need to take a break from social events to recuperate. They honor their personal limits and necessities, and they anticipate others to do the same. They do not necessitate continuous focus or approval from others since they are self-sufficient and independent. Solitude also triggers their creativity. When free from external distractions, people can access their innermost thoughts and generate innovative ideas. This attraction often leads them to creative fields where they can explore their imaginations and make their ideas a reality in a safe environment. They are not constrained by conventional rules or expectations, but rather create their own standards and criteria. They are innovative and forward-thinking individuals, frequently catching others off guard with their unusual and clever ideas. Number 4, you'll often find them challenging the status quo. While many people think of Sigma men as rebellious without a cause, they're actually more likely to challenge the status quo in a constructive way. They don't just do things to be contrary. They believe in questioning the status quo and looking for better solutions. For example, many Sigma men are innovators and entrepreneurs, creating new products or services that disrupt the existing market and add value for customers. They don't settle for the status quo. They seek to improve it and make it more efficient and effective. They are not afraid to take risks and experiment with new ideas, even if they face resistance or criticism from others. They are driven by their vision and passion, not by fear of failure or rejection. Sigma men often ask questions such as, "Why are we doing it this way?" or "Is there a better way?" This kind of attitude can lead others to really think outside the box and come up with new solutions to old problems. It also puts them at odds with certain people in positions of power who may feel threatened or challenged by their unconventional and independent thinking. This can lead to some interesting conversations where Sigma men can demonstrate their logic and reasoning skills and defend their beliefs. But these conversations don't intimidate Sigmas. They are always ready to stand up for what they believe in and challenge the status quo. Of course, not everyone likes this kind of attitude, but for some people it can be incredibly inspiring. Sigma men can't be brainwashed and are often the first to stand up for what's right. While some people prefer to go along with the status quo and not rock the boat just to be safe, Sigma men don't see the point. They would rather take a stand, even if it means going against the grain. This doesn't mean they're reckless or irresponsible, it just means they'd rather challenge the status quo than be complacent. Sigma men are leaders, not followers. They don't follow the herd, they blaze their own trail. They don't accept the status quo, they change it for the better. They are not afraid to be different. They embrace it as a strength. They are not rebels without a cause. They are rebels with a purpose. Number 3, they dedicate many hours to their hobby or creative project, frequently in isolation. It's not rare for these individuals to engross themselves in their hobby or creative project and spend prolonged periods alone. Once they discover something that intrigues them, they show complete dedication to it and frequently become so absorbed that they lose track of time. They enjoy investigating all facets of their chosen subject and testing different approaches until achieving the optimal outcome. For instance, certain Sigma males may relish crafting models, programming games, or producing music. They undertake these endeavors not only for leisure purposes, but also for the stimulation and gratification of originating something matchless and splendid. They possess self-confidence in their aptitudes and discernment, rendering external feedback unnecessary. Their unwavering concentration and unwavering resolve prevent them from becoming sidetracked or disinterested. Sigma men prioritize their work over socializing, whether it's painting, programming, or testing. They feel proud of their work and may be protective of it. They're in their own world and don't want any disturbances while working. They often work late into the night and feel energized by it. Sigma men find comfort in being alone and feeling accomplished when working. It allows them to express themselves creatively and push their limits. While it may become an obsession for some, it gives them a sense of fulfillment that nothing else can provide. Number 2, they can disappear and then reappear at random. Sigma men have a way of making their presence felt, but they can also be experts at disappearing when needed. They can be present and engaged in a conversation 1 minute, then disappear without warning, only to reappear later as if nothing happened. For example, some Sigma men may enjoy attending a party or a social event, but they may also feel the need to escape from the crowd and find a quiet spot to relax and recharge. They don't feel obligated to stay until the end or mingle with everyone. They simply follow their own rhythm and mood. They may also leave without saying goodbye or giving any explanation, as they don't see the point in making a fuss over their departure. They may reappear later, either at the same event or somewhere else, and resume their interactions as if they never left. They can get bored pretty easily, so instead of forcing themselves to stay in a boring situation, they dare to take a break and enjoy their own company. They could also disappear when there is too much chaos and noise, where they can find a moment of much-needed peace. They don't feel the need to explain their actions to anyone, as this is just part of their personality. They are not rude or selfish, they are simply independent and free-spirited. This disappearing act can also be a defense mechanism for Sigma males. They may choose to isolate themselves from others when they sense a potential threat or conflict. This behavior can confuse those around them, but it's simply their way of avoiding unnecessary drama. They are not cowards or weak, they are simply smart and strategic. They know when to fight and when to retreat, and they choose their battles wisely. Another reason for their periodic disappearances is their desire to avoid small talk and pleasantries. Sigma men often find social niceties tedious and a waste of time. They are more interested in digging deep into the heart of a matter and having meaningful conversations that lead to genuine connections. When small talk is the order of the day, Sigma men are likely to opt out. They are not snobs or arrogant, they are simply honest and direct. They don't like to waste their time or energy on superficial or irrelevant topics. Their ability to vanish and reappear is not meant to be a sign of disrespect or ill intent toward others. It expresses their need for solitude, distaste for small talk, and preference for positive and meaningful connections. They are not ghosts or magicians. They are simply Sigma males who value their freedom and individuality. Number 1. Sigma men prepare for all situations in their mind. Their planning frequently surpasses practicality, veering into fantasy as they contemplate potential scenarios and strategize for every possible outcome. Everyone wants to be ready for the future, but Sigma men take preparedness to another level. They evaluate each situation they face continuously, which may sometimes result in over-analysis. Their planning frequently surpasses practicality, veering into fantasy, as they contemplate potential scenarios and strategize for every possible outcome. Sometimes it's good to plan ahead to gain an edge over opponents and feel confident about the future. However, excessive planning can cause stress and anxiousness if things don't turn out as planned. Sometimes people overthink and waste time on things that may never happen. It's important to visualize and plan, but don't overdo it. Simply imagining driving a fancy car won't make it happen if you spend every night watching Netflix. Excessive planning can lead to laziness and getting stuck. Focus on the present and take action now instead of getting lost in your own ideas. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be always updated with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.